時間では、こんばんはですね。あ、ゆりかさんどうもどうも。おはよう。ありがとう。なんとか受け入れたよ。確かね、前回は、街の人たち、キャンプの人たちに電気を流して、エッジウォーターの街がちょっと、電気を止めちゃったんだよね。まあ、それがどうなるかだよね。パールパーティーには申し訳ないけど。おっと強いな。あ、危ない危ない。最初から危ない目に遭っちゃったりしたんだよ。さて、一応まだここでミッションあるんだよね。確か、クエスト。ね。これが必要だから、これどこだ？同じとこか。これか、最後。全部の人があった。こっちにもあるのか。まあ、とりあえず、町のリーダーさんがどれだけ怒ってるか前に、俺もまだ、ここで仕事があるんだよ。まず、キャンプにいた、誰だっけ、トーマスのためにいろいろ集めなきゃいけないんだ。あ、ここにはもう敵いないはずなんだけどね。あ、これ外か。よっしゃー。おう、どうもどうも。下か。下か。おっとあ、これ、ジェレミーだ。よ、ジェレミー。あ、すいません。邪魔してすいません。これ降りても普通に。降りれない。これか。寝所があったよ、この人の。ヒギンズの寝所だ。さて。ここでの用事はすぐ終わっちゃったな。もう全員倒しちゃったからな。戦う人がいないんだよね。おもう何もないか。全員倒しちゃダメなんだけどね、この辺の人たちは。なんか今笑い声聞こえた気がするけど、まあいいか。もうここに用はない。さらば。腕が取れないからいいことだ、確かに。さて次は、こっちか。ん敵だ。まだ生き残りがいたか。あ、間違えた。もうちょっと誰かと遭遇したかったな。とりあえず、工場の方へ。おっとなんか死体があるぞ。まずちょっとコーヒー飲んだから。おう。ほうほう。何があったここで。何があったんだここで。みんな。 みんな死んでるんだけど、タルタルソース火男。ここ入れんのか？俺ここ通ったけど、入れるとは思わなかった。ここ、あ、いっぺん来たね、ここ。敵倒してるし。おう。よいしょ。パソコンはね、多分ね、面白い情報結構載ってるんだと思うけど、読むのがめんどいから、読みたかったらまあ、今度ポーズしてでも読んでください。あれ違うな。2階か。1階ってどうやって行くんだっけ？ああ。中が気になる。まあいいや。いろいろあるな。あ、いろいろ見落としたものが多いな。はい、どうも。お、まだあった。今もういないな、ここら辺は。よいしょ。最後に。うわ、エッジウォーターどれだけ混乱してるんだろうな、電気なくなって。ちょっと、ちょっと行くのが怖いな。おっとっとっとっと。敵いたよ。おっと。君は最後だ。危なっ。めっちゃ危な。何俺、今ランボーみたいにやったんだろう。めっちゃしんどかった。もうちょっと、もうちょっと気をつけないとな。今のはちょっと、調子に乗りすぎた。もう急に来るな、もう。ずるいよ、そんなの。あれ今なんか、飛んでこなかった。まあいいや。上にもいたっけ？いないか。よいしょ。なので新しい武器とか入ったかな。大したことないか。武器とか修理しないとな。このヘルメットよりいいヘルメット多分そうそうないだろうな。近いやつがあった。まあ、まだ俺の方までいいか。もうかな。あ、いやおーっとっとっとっと、どうもこんにちは。では、イエーイ。そうか。このゲームは敵いずれ戻ってくるのか倒しても。びっくりした。だって、あれ電気まだ通ってなくねここ。いや、通ってないのかどうだろう。とりあえず入ります。 電気まだ通ってるっぽいけどな。うん。いや、通ってないのか。集まってるよ、みんな。
What are we supposed to do now? Exercise patience and contemplate the scriptures.
ちょっとお談をします。
Oh, it's you. Reed told me I should be expecting you. He's inside.
これはひどいな。やめとこう。行く前にちょっとね、2階に行って、必要な書類を集めて、あれもしかして入れない？入れた？びっくりした。入れなかったよな、ちょっと。残念だったから。みんな困ってるよね、やっぱ。電気止まっちゃって。
Are we getting paid or not?
Any loss of productivity will.
Are we getting
あれ？
paid?
どうやって行くんだろう、上。これか。こ
Or not?
っちだったか。よー、どうもどうも。
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters, plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it?
なんて答えればいいんだろ
That power regulator is company property. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you.
う。やつ足りないか。なんて言おうかな。
Edgewater's dead. Our cannery's dead. Adelaide's deserters are never coming back. Spacer's Choice will shut us down before long. Some of us will die of illness by then. Some will move on. Some will starve. And as for me, I will tender my resignation, whereupon I shall be processed and then duly imprisoned for gross incompetence.
刑務所に入るのか、それで。
Apologies won't give us our lives back. But for what it's worth, I am sorry too.
申し訳ない。で、これでレベルが上がるのか。そっか。マジか。リードもマジか。しょうがない。なったものはしょうがない。なんかすごい悪いことしてるような気がする。一応でも俺は一応正当防衛だから一応ね。申し訳ない。ってことはこれからスペーサーズチョイスに会うたびに攻撃されるのかな。はあ、どっちが正解だったんだろう。 ツにまで攻撃しちゃったらしい。あいつは敵ではないみたいでよかった。バイバイ。本当に申し訳ない。ね、最後のサイドクエストやって、あ、そっか、忘れてた。このゲームはね、高速移動があるんだよ。忘れてた。よし。せめて、行く前に少しはいいことをしてから帰る。
Any luck finding one of those manuals?
はい。
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
これと、
Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me.
まだあるんだよ。
Don't keep me in suspense.
はい。
Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
まだあるんだよね。
Don't keep me in suspense.
はい。
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set.
確かにロボットはたくさん
All
いた。
3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
お、
What's on your mind?
なんかあったっけ、結構。別にいいや。
Hey there.
あれ、もうもらったの？もらった？なんか。あれ、もらってないような気がする。
Hey there. What's on your mind? Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
自分に厳しいな。
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... we could really use... this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
なんかくれたこの人。まあいいや、とりあえずスキル。説得もうちょっと欲しかったな、やつ。リーダーシップにもちょっといとこう。あとは、スニークの方がいいかな。ほう。あ、仲間にも武器渡せたのか。へえ。あ、ボーナスが入るんだったらボーナスにいいとこ。 知らなかったわ、仲間のやつもできたのは。さて。あ、スペーサーズチョイスのアサットライフルか。これ弱いんだよな。てか、スペーサーズチョイスのもの全部弱い。さて、行きますか。最後に一回、おばちゃんに挨拶してから。
You hear that? That low, pleasant hum of electricity? It whispers across the veil like the winds of change. You've done well. I would have paid my last 5 bits to see the look on Reed's face when the last lamp in town burnt out and the cannery fell to silence.
あ、これよね。
Blunt as a hammer. But you're right. Nothing can undo the past. Time's come to look toward the future. We'll grow, I expect. A lot of workers out there with nowhere else to go.
うん、これは
The town was
思う。
enslaved to its cannery. You set them free. The ones who survived the shock of their own liberation will thank you someday.
かな
I am curious. Why did you help us? You don't know who we are. You don't owe us a thing. The plant's crawling with mechanicals, so it stands to reason you risked your life.
なんでかな。まあ、これだよな。思うのは。こう言ってもいいけどな。こっちだよ。
You're not quite like anyone else I've met. You haven't had your consciousness programmed by the board. You're welcome among us if you're ever so inclined.
まあ、誰かの世話好きになったのはいいかな。他の人たちには残念だけど。さて。もうおさらばか。まあ、先にいろいろ物を売ってから。確かね、物を売りたいんだけど、ここになんかあるはず。だよね。こっちか。中だっけ？あった。中だった、やっぱ。売る。ねえ。スペーサーズチョイスのアサリトライフルはいらん。いらん。いらん。いらん。これはどこ？いらん。いらん。あ、ちょっと待って、読むの売りたくないものを売ったらどうすんだろう。買い直す。これだ。危ない。これはね、せっかく頭のおかしいおじさんがくれたもんだから、取っときたいんだよね。ピッキング、ブロック。これいらん。重っ。片手だけの武器だ。これいるか全部あ、まあジャンク品は全部売ってもいいか。これはジャンク品じゃないけど。よし。It's Space's choice。さて、次。さて、宇宙に行きますか。どうする？ついてくる？
Something you need?
俺がしたことについて話してくれないのか。
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post.
本当はできれば一緒に来てほしいけどな。
I've worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart. I want to ask you something, and you can say no.
Oh.
Can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing.
やった。
And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too.
一緒に来てくれるんやったら。
What do you think?
これひでえな、この答えは。
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. I got a captain.
いいね。よかったよかった。いや、なんかルームメイトがこのゲーム先に進めてて、なんか仲間にならないとか言ってたからびっくりした。さて、エイダさん、どうもどうも。
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise.
この AI 独自だよ
What
な。
can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator?
知らん。あ、知ってるんだ、キャラクターは。
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
違ったのかな。あいつは絶対に仲間にできると思ったけどね、ルームメイト。まあ、それか俺にゲームの内容を知らせたくなかったからだよね。あいつはそういうとこあるから。優しいんだよ。イエーイ。よっ。あいや。やったよ。
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
よし、行こうぜ。ボロボロじゃん、船。大丈夫か？いいね。こういう風にいけるゲームは好きだよ。
Communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
うん。
Ah, there you are, hale and hearty, and captain of
Oh.
your own ship.
お久しぶ
I
り。
see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
まあ、元気だよな。
Good, great, excellent. Let's move on. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
よし。これかな？
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Culkelly. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the hope.
Okay.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you. Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example.
そういうことか。
Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
了解。まず船長の部屋行って。あ、ゆりこさんありがとうね。またまた。いつでも来てください。これか。おやすみね。行く前にちょっとここら辺調べてみよう。誰だろう。誰の部屋だったんだろう。スペーサーズチョイスになってるけど。あれこれもしかして 誰の部屋だこれは。あ、パールパーティーの部屋か。ちょっと、もういくつか盗んじゃったよ。まあいいや。これは、誰の部屋でもないのか。これはマックスの部屋か。よ
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
さすが宗教人。じゃあこれで。
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them. My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
かな。
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
これかな。
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
これかな。
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction. I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated. I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
話したくなくしたくなかったらそれでもいいのか。これでいいや。別に
And how did he do that?
嘘をつく予定はないから。これか。
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
突き出せるんだ。突き出すことな
That
いか
seems a
な。
dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
しゃあね。
Fair enough. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
これだよな。
The only one I'm aware of. I suppose we could always just ask random passers-by if they are fluent in it. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
この人確かハッキング強いんだよな。
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems. Thank you, Captain.
これで。もらっていいのかな。まあ、もらっとこう。よくこの短時間で荷物全部持ってきたな。仲間結構増えるみたいだからいいね。さて。あ、おトイレでしたか。あ、いたー。この船の中って買えるものあるのかな。あ、そうだ。ベンチがあるんだ、ベンチ。これはこれはスキーのリセットか。ちょっとライトマシンガンね。まず修理でしょう。他のものは修理できなかった。もうちょっとよくしたのはこれかな。今確かに、ちょっと、今武器をよくしても、いずれもっといい武器が手に入るんだったら、今はやめとこう。これはまた後で。今は。いろんなとこ行けんな。どこ行こう。まあ、どのみちグラウンドブレーカーに行かなきゃいけないか。だったら、グラウンドブレーカーで。
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
よし。行き
You
ます
got a
か。
minute?
何
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson. I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
まあ。 これは怖いな。優しくしとこ
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
う。立ち去るべき。嫌だ。
Stay safe out there.
ますか。まあ、マックスはまた後で。最初に。あ、二人ともついてけんのか。へえ、それはいい。それは新しいな。フォールアウトではなかったな、それは。
Smells like grease and unwashed bodies. Just as I remembered.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yo.
Now's not a good time. I'm dealing with a problem here.
So, go space yourself. Problem solved.
You must really want a truncheon through your teeth.
見ものだな。
This ain't a show. Move along. Do what you want. I'm done here.
終わりな
What
の
you
かな。
heard? It's all true. I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
Ha.
Exactly. I was only doing what any self-respecting Rangers fan would have done. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
何をしたんだろう。
You know something? I am lucky. I ought to raise a glass of 0G to my fortune, if I had the bits. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
仲間になりたいのか。
Oh, just musing is all. Must be nice having the run of the colony. Never being anchored to one place, always chasing some horizon. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
俺はヤギ。
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance. See you around, boss. Going for a stroll around the docking base?
この人仲間になれたのかな。まあいいや、とりあえず。会う人に会っておこう。
Customs and inspection, right this way.
武器も売ってるんだ。スペースサイズチョイスのものはいらねえな。これはおおヘビーマシンガンだって。ヘビーライトマシンガン、ヘビーマシンガン。これはヘビー買うっしょ。アドレナ1個しかなかった。この人はアドレナくれ。いいよ。全部買う。
Identification, please.
これで。
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side. Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
あれあ、びっくりした。ゲームバグったと思った。
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important. You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board, that is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Are you pulling my leg? You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Well, I won't hold it against you. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
Yeah, that'll help me.
Glad to help.
Yeah.
All right. You noticed, huh? What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. Sounds like, yeah. But from where I sit, it's all coming through loud and clear. They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So far, anyway. He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. Sure thing. Be seeing you.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that?
Asshole.
取りたいけどいいや。まず先にグラディするか。ゴミ箱にこんなのが。じゃあ邪魔します。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
よっ。
The board would like to remind spacers and others that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors
バレる
plaguing
のか
the
な。
surface of Monarch.
よっ。
Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and
ちょっと
unimplored.
クイックセーブして。
The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hardworking citizens.
イエーイ、誰もバレんかった。
Reminding you that there's no I in news, no we in Halcyon, and no Mercury.
さて。おお。
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
広告ドローン。未来でも広告がたくさんあるのか。広告からは逃げられない。
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
これ見たことないな。おお、なんか強いものがいっぱいありそう。スニーキング。へえ。技術。ステルススキル。マイナス5。マイナス5か。ステルス結構使いたいからな。これそうだな。とりあえず買っとこう。 1個でいいよ。あとこ。アドレナ、これピンク。ハッキングか。科学、説得。あとこ。やべえ、お金全部使っちゃうよ。よし。こんにちは。
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient or an oven. Just like store-bought. I've got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something I toss together. Like to keep my hands busy.
なるほど。ショックキャノンか。これ欲しいな、ちょっと。なんで買えないんだろう。あ、修理もしてくれるんだ。これ買いたいけど、なぜか買えない。なぜ？この限定ストックを購入することはできません。なぜ？てか強いな、この。なんでこんな強いんだ。 まあいいや。
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late.
マガジンクラブ。
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
1000ビットか。あ、1万か。1万ビットか。じゃあ、
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time we got to meddle in our affairs. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar. What do you want then? My hard-earned wisdom? That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei. The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, ma'am. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing. Go right ahead, sweetheart.
優しいな。
Groundbreaker's radiators. Been neither fine nor dandy for weeks now. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get in her way. The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, ma'am. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies. Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence. Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios.
Knickknacks.
I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
What about non-famous players? I earned quite a reputation as a fifth back during my penitentiary, seminary days.
You do have a favorable mop, I must say. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear? Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
優しい。スカおばあちゃん。たまにはもうちょっと。もうかな。よし。ステルス。キング。ステルスのあったスニーキング。だよな、やっぱ。ピンクだ。あとは。あれ、なんか。
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me?
あー、1万ビットか。
Yes, dearie?
あ、いやいや。
Anytime, sweet.
うん、普通に盗める。ぼーっとして入ってきて。ちょっと入ってきて。そうそうそう。
Are we gonna get in trouble today? Not that I want to, just seems to happen around you, is all.
ね。ちょっと失礼。あ。俺は何も悪いことはしてないぞ。俺は何も悪いことはしていない。残念。おお、いつまで入ってきた。おお、お前もいつまで入ってきた。お邪魔しました。
What the hell's going on? We were in a holding pattern for 2 hours just to get in.
Tom had to go on break.
さて。いいわ。ベッドフォードさんに話しに行
Go
きま
back
しょ
to
う。
Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
で、
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
You'd think the board and its agent.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne.
知ってたか。
And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
ね。これで。
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
あれ、アレクサどうでもいいか。ね。
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have. He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed.
ん？あっち系か？
Did he?
まあ、わかんないんだよな。見てないから。まあいいや。
Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die? You're quite right, of course. Best not to pry into such dismal things. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all?
教えていいんだよね。これか。
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm. Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table.
Hmm. どっちなのかな。じゃあとりあえず知らないで。
That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with? It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's... well, it's my white whale, I suppose.
Ika.
What?
All
right, I suppose. How might I assuage your fears? Whom else would I work for? Those sublight thugs? That Tennyson woman? The sweaty masses in the groundside townships? The board is the only force for order in this rough-and-tumble colony of ours. Without them, we'd all starve to death or meet our end in a canid's jaws. That's a curious question. I can't say I've ever considered how my personal satisfaction factors into the work I do. Permit me to answer your question another way. In Byzantium, I was one among many. I often felt lost in the hurry and expanse of the capital. Here I have a measure of power and suffer little oversight. It makes for a different kind of loneliness, but it's one I have found I can endure. I understand. And I would ask the same of you, but I suspect... well, I suspect I'd find your answers less than satisfactory, wouldn't I? Now you see my predicament. So let's move on. Tell me how you know of Phineas. Indeed. And you know where he is? Excelsior! An apprehension of this caliber will be tremendous for my career. I'll send you straight away to my superiors in Byzantium, only... oh, no. Oh, no. Just a teensy one, the teensiest. Nothing to, lie awake worrying about for nights on end or anything. The thing is, I needed money. A lot of money, quickly, for reasons. I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fancier on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn Phineas in without it.
Stray too much from the, straight and narrow, and one may just find himself assigned pastoral duty in a maximum security penitentiary.
To give away something so important to you, There must have been some curious reasons.
I'll thank you not to question my motives, young miss. It was a mistake, and I'd like to put it behind me. It's only temporary, of course. I'd never leave something so important in the hands of someone of such a dubious moral character. I was going to buy it back once I raised the capital. So you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want to hand Phineas over to the board.
どれだけアホなのって。
Though it might surprise you.
Oh gosh, that's quite a goof, sir. If you don't mind me saying.
I'm very well aware. Now, let's get back to business.
教えない。
How do you do? Ah, how might I assist you?
いや、もういいや。この人には教えないでおこう。
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of wanted terrorist Phineas.
時間次は。お願いします。熱っ。
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
どうもどうも。
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
Oh, いいね。
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Force of habit, I guess. Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
優しいな。Wink.
Wow, great! I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
コミュ障じゃん。
Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner.
おばあちゃんが言ってたあれか。
None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
ああ、そういうことか。よし。
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
あ、そういえば。新しいとこできになった。ダッシュ。決定。でも上げてる。あ、先にこっちやるか。配信終わる前になんか戦いはしたいし。いますか。
Who there? Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
ほう。戦うのか。
Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames.
It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain.
ほほ、説得できんのか。
I know this ain't a toy, neighbor from above. It's a catalyst, just like me. Keep talking. I like the sound of your voice.
That's right, sir. Just the parts. We'll be in and out in a jiff. You won't even know we were here.
Tennyson just keeps feeding the furnace, don't she? We're still playing with her last sacrifice out back, with the crew. You don't just ask a king for a favor when you're standing in his court. You bring tribute, sacrifices, prophecy, shit like that. Tribute it is. And ain't this just a royal sum?
Don't we need those bits, Captain? To buy the key from the lady?
The principles of the universe dictate that sometimes we must appease others to keep from being roasted alive.
You've got the run of the kingdom. Up those stairs, you'll find the parts. My crew won't get in your way. Lay it on me, boss. I'm good for it. Ship got impounded.
あれ、結局戦わずに
Crew
済ん
and
だ
I
のか。
racked up a debt while we were grounded, and my baby got sold to Sublight. Scrapped for parts. That's bureaucracy for you. Piracy with a smile. Am I your dark reflection? Shit, must be getting old. Stay here too long, and the groundbreaker drains you like a fuel tank. You can come and go in my little kingdom. Just try not to piss off any of the gestures.
なんか戦うつもり満々で来たのに
Smells kind of like old Bess's outflow pipes.
残念だったような残念じゃなかったような。
Can you imagine being frozen for 10 years, sailing through space in a room such as this?
どうもどうも。ボロボロだな。よ。
You're the first person I've seen who talked their way past McRed. That may not sound like much, but take my word for it. Wow. Junlei sent me down to collect the parts we need to fix the radiators. McRed got me all distracted sucking fumes and talking about the cosmos.
Youth these days have no principles.
I can't tell if you brought friends or if I'm still seeing things, so maybe I ought to lay off the fumes and head back to work.
I'll get back to my post. See you topside, stranger.
Bye bye. Bye bye. 人がいすぎて盗めないな。上ってどうやって行くんだ。ね。上行きたいんだけどね。こっちか。じゃあった。
People don't like worms in their shrooms.
Besides, they're my friends.
Backside still smarts. Does everyone get branded when they join McRed's crew?
Yo.
Nope.
あれ？
House is a priceless canvas now that it's home.
反対側か。ありましたよ。
Today's my birthday.
Oh yeah? Fuck your birthday.
ひでえな。
Lay's gonna be pleased as pie when we show her these.
I'll keep quiet.
誰も見てないよね。俺は何もしていない。悪いことは何もしていない。他に何かあったかな、ここで。あと10年の話。まあ、どの道もと話していかなきゃいけないからいいか。これで。だから死んでるよ。これは取っていいのか。だって、一旦ここでセーブして、血祭りにしてやるか。おお、死んだ。クイックセーブ。強えな。まさか何もできないんだね。あ、やべ。強いな。倒せないんじゃないか、この人たち。今の俺じゃ。どうなんだろう。回復がねえんだよな。できなくはないわけじゃないな。まあ、こんな感じかな。あれ回復なかったっけ？結構勝ってたと思ったけど。アドレナも結構勝ってた。だよね、あったよね。あ、設置しなきゃいけないのか。もう一回やってみよう。もう一回クイックセーブしてから。
Okay, here we go.
Down they go. Excellent hit. No.
無理だわ、今じゃやっぱ。強いよ、みんな。戦わなくてよかった。それで、あと20分か。だいぶ。いいね。ああ、船に乗ってからか。あんな動作。まず、部品届けに行こう。
You've returned, and in one piece. Color me impressed. Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight mantipillar infestation.
Don't worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship. You don't got a thing to worry about. I mean, aside from fires and such.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear that. Thank you.
よっしゃー、行くぜ。これね、仲間が邪魔にならないってすごいいいんだよね。他のゲームだと良くなるから。早いな、ちょっと。やってやろうじゃないか。終わり？山がいるはず。上か。イエーイ。やってやったぜ。熱っ。熱っ。燃えるのか？
booted up and killed a bunch of mantis. Bad news. Diagnostic says their circuit boards are fused from the heat, so they're not too picky about who they kill next. Sneak fast if you can.
こっちから行けないか。ロボット。やばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばい。ワールドパーティー。仲間がしないのは助かるな。撃てんのかなこれ。ないわ。ちょっと待ってね。簡単に避けられてきてよかった。何何？あ、キャラクターに指示出せるのか。ほほう。だったらね。やっぱり体力ちょっと上げたいかな。それでいいや。ここにいる敵も結構強そうだしな。おお。上から行った方がいいのかな。まあいいや、後で。先にこれだ。イエーイ。 からか。他にはないか。ともーす。割と簡単だったな。
That's not coming back.
Be right there.
ほほ。よいしょ。手でいきますか。これは？いいか。ヘビーを使うか。ただいまー。
My boards are returning to green. What a weight that is off my shoulders. I don't normally tolerate outsiders mucking about in my station's guts, but you're all right. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see to it the crew knows who kept us all from boiling alive. If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds.
Yeah.
Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand.
厳しいな。
Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gayen, kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from chief engineer to captain.
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer. Appreciate it. There wasn't much that took me by surprise about the job, but the little things you never expect or think about, they add up over time. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with a wrench. Nothing special. Not like a chief engineer.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out.
自爆装置
I hope that was a joke, Captain. I really do. I gelded that thing years ago. Now it brews a stim that goes down stronger than Nan or Spank. Family recipe. You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when.
お、マジか。チャット遅かったな、出るの。月見さんを見てくれてたんだ。
You've got my attention.
なんか申し訳ないな。まあ残念ながら、これは実はもうそろそろ終わりにしないといけないんだよね。ということで、ちょっと危な。今日はもうこの辺にしないといけないんだよね、残念ながら。というわけで。お、いいよ。ありがとう。悪いんだ。まあ、見てきてくれてありがとうね。今日はもうこれで終わりだけど、明日の朝、また日本の夜、引き続きやるんで、よかったら見に来てね。Alright. Later, folks. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.